Could you tell us about this all-powerful, all-knowing, God? Could you tell us, about the same God that you refer to as nature, as the universe? Tell us more about him, like just for a lot of us to know the reason why we should pray to him. If you're going to somebody in prayer, then you should know who that person is and what you feel or what you believe, rather, that person can, or that's creature, not a creature, that being can do for you.
All right. So when I say God, in my own God, most of the time I'm referring to the universe, because the God of the Christians is the good God. I mean, I don't have to mention Christians. The other God that people know is the good God. The good God. So everything good is in that God. The God that, so everything good is in that God, and that God represents good. Then there is this other God that is not good. Everything bad is, this other God is in charge of everything bad. So this other God, they call by whatever name, but generally a common name will be devil. And then this other one that represents light, that represents good, is good. All right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So the problem here is, this is the bad God that is responsible for everything negative. This is the good God that is responsible for everything positive. Okay? So when, of course, there are a few people here as we move from being evil to being perfect. When this person is here on the route to being good, who is his own God? Because this is the God of good, these things that are good. Okay, that might be too complex for you to understand. Let's bring it to a lower level. So we say whatever you sow, you will reap. If you sow evil, you will reap evil. If you sow good, you will reap good. So when it is time to reap good, this God is in charge of giving good. When it is time to reap evil, this guy is in charge of reaping evil. Who is the overseer, the manager, the supervisor, the higher person that is responsible, that knows, that is sending this evil to do the good job of being able to repay evil with evil? Because he's performing his role, he's performing his duty. That job needed to be done. Because if one does evil and does not reap the fruit of evil, then the universe will be a chaotic place. Anybody can go away with anything, do whatever you want and get away with it. No, that's not what the universe is. The universe is orderly. Whatever you sow, you will reap. Every action attracts the same reaction. I mean, however you want to put it, there are different laws, different ways to explain it. But bottom line is, what you give out comes back to you. So if what you give out is destructive in nature, then that person will get destructive reactions. So for this man, this evil, to give out destructive reaction for destructive action, it is good. He's doing his work, because that work needed to be done. In other words, evil, even though it is seen as evil, is actually there doing its work that needed to be done for nature to be in place, for principles to work. So the question now is, if this devil is actually relevant and performing his role and doing his work, which is which is as vital as the work of this other entity, on the other hand, that is delivering good for people who do good, then where is this bigger picture that ensures that this man is always doing his work and this man is always doing his work. So that bigger picture, that bigger entity where this resides. Because does it make sense to say that this man is the person who made this man? I mean, to use person quotes. So where is this other bigger power that ensures that this one is in place there, this one is in place there, and even in between, all the small, in that hierarchy, all the small messengers, saviors, prophets, and all of that should be in place to lead man from here to here. They are all in place. Where is this other bigger manager of all of them? That is what I call the universe. Yeah, it may not fit in, but again, I call it the universe, but for me, that is the real God, because there's nothing higher than God again. But when I begin to say God, and you already quantify your God by being only the good God, and I'm saying that, and I'm calling that same God, this God is not just good. He's responsible for paying good with good and evil with evil, because, okay, so it becomes contradictory with the person's original belief as God is supposed to be a good God. So why are you saying he pays evil with evil, he pays good with good? So to differentiate between this God and this big God, that is why I call this bigger one. I prefer to call that bigger one universe and retain your name, God, for this one. But for me, God is bigger than just this one. God is all encompassing. Because if you are saying God is just here, it means that there's this one outside of God. Then what is the bigger one that this one does not come from space, from nowhere. So the universe will be the real God, beyond which there is nothing else. And then if we now call that the real God, then it means that God is not just a good God anymore. Good and evil are in the hands of the same God.
Okay.
It's just a fair God. So once you understand that, oh, okay, God is no longer, it's not just a good God, he's just a fair God, an umpire. Good, if you are looking for good, he's there. If you desire evil, he's there. Then once we get that picture right, then we're talking about the same.